Hello folks, it's Wes Truther and Wonder Man. It's Saturday, January the 11th of 2020, and I don't know what's going on with the views on my videos, but I'm only somewhere around 1/3 the number of views compared to the number of subscribers, and my channel is relatively new, so I figured the people that are subscribing, I would have mostly real people subscribing to me. And the numbers are not that important to me, except for nobody is hearing what I've got to say. I know some of y'all are you do extra well, you do very nice for me, and you share, and you tell other people. Probably one or two of you download my videos. I hope you do. You're welcome to use them any way you want to. But I have some things to say. There's a real huge channeler who was talking about Civil War in America and stuff, and some of the stuff that they were talking about, they mentioned something to do with 9/11 and Weinstein purchasing the New World Trade Centers. Well, he purchased them. Actually, this person's figures are off, but I did a lot of videos on this, and so I can recall some of it. He purchased those buildings for $7.5 million down, both buildings. He collected $15 billion. I think I'm right, 15 or 19. I think $15 billion is what he collected, because he took out he took out double insurance for everything, even terrorist insurance. And this was just weeks before 9/11, and all of the stock exchanges that were going on, Trump was in on those exchanges. That's why they took down the Wes Thompson 1 YouTube channel, because I had real serious stuff on it. Now, what do? They delete and stop my videos because of copyright content. People play music on their other channels all the time, and when they play music, they never get a copyright. They never get a copyright violation. These people playing top songs that are available to buy, to purchase. And how do they play all of this music and show all of these scenes from these movies and stuff, and their videos are open to the public? If I play a song that there's a copyright on, fortunately I have a small collection of songs that there is no copyright, if you can believe that, because I remember when the copyright BS first came out, this was to stop the flow of information. That's what copyright's all about. It ain't about who wrote it, who sung it, who said it first and all of this. It's about impeding the flow of honest information. But anyway, I have over 2,300 Facebook friends, and I get about 10 people in a year, in a 6-month period of time, that will visit my timeline page. Facebook is a huge collection of cops and agents and idiots, in my opinion. And I can be an idiot too, but I go there, and people reject almost every single comment that I make on everything on Facebook. That's why I know they're either agents or idiots, because I post serious, honest, hardcore, and cold factual truth, and they reject it. Almost all of the people on Facebook reject it. And another dumbass joke with YouTube is, I want to tell you something. In my opinion, YouTube, this is one of the most asinine, stupidest things that you can hit people with, and that is this video made for kids? You can't think of anything better than that. Is this video made for kids? If you want to do something, then you fix it with all of your great knowledge in quantum computers. Don't let no kids own the website. All of this treating people like little children, treating adults like little children. Is this video made for kids? And if you make a mistake, we're gonna sock it to you. Just like YouTube keeps hitting the West Truther channel. They'll hit it, they'll restrict it for a couple of weeks, and about a day or two before time that I should be able to post another video, they hit it with another violation. I'm way on out into March of 2020 now before YouTube, here's your fucking sign. You could take my West Truther channel and shove it up your rectanus. That ain't hate speech, that's a fucking fact. Shove it. The chemical and element particulates in the chemtrails that I showed you in a 2-minute video recently that very few of you see, they're whipping all about because of different particulates that are electrically charged up through the frequencies in the air, and different particulates react differently when they get charged. There is smart metal in those things. Nanopolyalloy, there's all kinds of smart metals. Mimetic polyalloy, it's smart metal. And when you breathe the tiny little particulates into your body, that smart metal can seek out another piece of smart metal and another piece, and the next thing you know, they can form something inside of you, folks. They can build that, something can build itself inside of your body. Don't think that's, I don't care whether you believe it or not. When the particulates are charged up, they don't settle to the ground, as you could see in that video. They do, they don't settle all the way to the ground because they stay just above where any air movement stirs them up because they're so light. They're lighter than like feathers and stuff. They'll float and move around in the air. This is where your nose and your eyes and your mouth will take them into your body. And they are smart metals that find their targets inside of you. There is a Dr. Leonard Horowitz, Horowitz, that all of you should hear what this man has to say about frequencies, especially one particular frequency, 528 hertz, that changes your DNA. The frequency of 528 hertz can change your DNA, and the powers that be can have a way to do this to humans and animals, and most likely many other forms of life, and they experiment on humanity. They do not ask us, they just do what they feel like to all of humanity. There is only one number in the entire numeric system whereby the electromagnetic color spectrum is the same as the sound spectrum, and that one number is 528, both the same in color and sound, 528 hertz frequency. And this means this ain't just the frequencies that can vibrate the water molecules in your body. This is another frequency. 528 cycles of a certain frequency per second is literally the core creative frequency of nature. At 528 cycles of this certain frequency per second, it is literally the core creative frequency of nature. The learned man, Dr. Horowitz, tells you politely how the government is using frequencies to sicken you, to drive you nuts, and to kill you, as well as animals, other species of life. The video title is called Poor People Don't Have to Know About It. 528 hertz. And 5G amplifies it. an author named Thomas Piketty. It's Piketty. He wrote a book called Capital in the 21st Century. And if you doubt much of what I say about the enslaved humanity, then did you know that between 1977 and 2007, 60% of the national income went to 1% of Americans? The powers that be, who use their games of killing people as a sport among the rich, the elite, instead of sharing a tiny portion of their accumulated wealth to help a few who need it, instead they create reasons to send their private armies to exterminate those who need help and those who wish to remain independent and to be left alone. And they're not going to have that. They're going to control everybody everywhere before they're done, if they're not stopped. And the only way they can be stopped, or will stop, is with counteraction. ACTION. And for you YouTubers who say, I'm not telling anybody to take action, well, West Truther, Wonder Man, West Truther, wherever I post, I say that's the only way to get something done. Anymore, that is the only way. And I believe that's the only way forever and forever that anything could get done. Because what did they do? Their persistency killed all the Indians on the North American continent. We're talking millions of people killed right here on our homeland. Millions, not just Jews and Poles and Russians over in another country. We're talking millions right here beneath our feet. And nobody cares. It don't touch, it don't affect, it don't reach anybody. The AFL-CIO, on one tax day, I think it was April the 15th, last couple of years, or last year, 2018-2017, reported that the chief executive officers of 350 top corporations were paid 331 times more than the average U.S. worker that files taxes. These executives made an average yearly salary of $11.7 million. That's over $11.5 million a year, compared to the average worker income of $35,239. And that's some people making six figures that's averaged into that income. 35,250 versus 11.7 million. Nothing but action can ever change anything like that, folks. At a tax rate of the poorest 20% of Americans, and the richest 1%ers pay only 1/2 of the tax rate of the poorest 20% of Americans. Don't think you're getting sick? Well, you're sure getting cornholed. Like your sons are learning in schools today how to get cornholed, how to go down on little Johnny. This is being taught in schools, and what are you parents doing? Oh, well, I'm busy smoking reefer and watching NFL. I don't have time for that. Let somebody else raise the kids. How far can your thought go if you think about the HAARP flooding across the United States? I'm just asking you, how far can your thought go? And I'm going to start a second video with the farmers, who are mostly the last private landowners. But anyway, how far can your thoughts go if you think about the HAARP flooding across the United States? Not to mention other countries, but the United States, your home.